In 5 years alone, about 7,500 people emigrated from this diocese. Now, the population of Ballinrobe is 2,500. So that's 3 Ballinrobes scattered to the 4 winds out of one diocese in 5 years. And that's a shocking scattering.
4 strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all those things that don't change, come what may.
Emigration, or that shocking scattering as the Archbishop sees it, is still a major preoccupation with clergymen and politicians alike in the West. But one thing that has been changing quite dramatically in recent weeks is the whole trend and direction of the emigrant trail. An estimated 7,000 young exiles who returned home at Christmas have, it seems, decided to stay here, adding to our ever-lengthening dole queues. And almost every day now on the streets of the province's towns and villages, they talk of their growing despair and frustration.
I was there for 12 months. 12 months I've been in England altogether. It's very difficult to get work there, very difficult. I tried day after day and couldn't get any work on it, so I couldn't. And that was non-stop, looking for work. Just couldn't get no work there.
I was in the States for a while, I came back because I was out of work for 3 months permanently there, at the end. And I came back here and I went to work to London. I was working there for a while and I came back and the work is gone altogether in London. There's no work there now at the moment. And I think anyone going over would be crazy, just to try and get work over there because there's none there.
A lot of them are sleeping rough at the moment, they're sleeping in cardboard boxes, A lot of generation, they get their dole money and they go over to the bright lights of London, they think things are going to be very good, and they end up in cardboard boxes, in Cardboard City. So they're coming back, So as I said, things are pretty atrocious, diabolical in London at the moment.
If the good times are all gone, then I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way.
The recession is biting very deeply in Britain. It's biting very deeply in America. There's very little construction work in London or in the southeast generally. There are 300,000 people unemployed in London alone. There are 400,000 people on the housing list in London.
We live in the north of England, and in the north of England, the work situation is terrible. The unemployment is there. It's so bad that we're thinking of coming over to Ireland in 2 or 3 years. I was previously working and I was laid off. I was made unemployed, and I'm studying at the moment. So I've become a student.
Because we thought that would give us more of a chance when we come back over here. Because my family's from here.
The large number of immigrants that has returned at Christmas and didn't go back to England has made the unemployment situation even more drastic than it was. There are people who spend their days going around from place to place, from town to town, looking for jobs and cannot find anything.
I was over Manchester there in summer, and I was trying to get a job, and I couldn't get a job. But there's a lot of people that's out there and they can't get jobs and having enough money and they aren't prepared before the winter, so they end up sleeping in the streets. And there's a lot of that now, and even with the bad weather, you can imagine them out in the streets. But I was lucky enough to be able to come home, and I'm still looking for a job. I've been out all morning and looking for a job, and I've travelled from Swinford to Ballinrobes, to Ballinrobe, Claremorris, now to here, and so I still haven't found a job.
You've been hitching your way around the west of Ireland today, trying to get yourself a job.
Yeah, and I still haven't got one. I applied for a couple. That's about it.
Believe me, if this were to continue for a full year, we would have great problems in this country. And it's something that I think that the government must wake up to. And as I said, that every available agency that can create a job anywhere in this country, now is their time to do it.
It's really tough over there. Like in the last November and December, there was 20,000 people laid off alone in Massachusetts alone, which is really bad, very bad.
And do you think you're going to be able to find a job here where 250,000 people are out of work?
Well, hopefully, yes, but I wouldn't go over to America again.
It's just we really need to focus now. We need to focus much more earnestly on the whole problem because, as I say, immigration is no longer, it is a safety valve yet, but not to the same extent as it was, and the problem is coming back. The immigrants are not just coming back, the chickens are coming home to roost, and we have to decide what we're going to do with them. We cannot wring all their necks.